There goes Gump Trump, not understanding that you do not blame the messenger. But of course that didn't stop Dum-Dum-in-Chief from his newest attack of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell for not cutting interest rates because of the economic information coming from Gump Trump's self-made trade war that remove rate cuts as an opinion at this time. So instead of an official communication through his press secretary, Gump Trump goes to engage in rant mode on his cell phone and sends out a social media post complaining that Powell is always too late and wrong, and is calling out for Powell's termination cannot come fast enough. Gump Trump is also frustrated with the actions of the European Central Bank, as they are preparing to lower interest rates for the 7th time, while the Federal Reserve is holding steady through the present turmoil of Gump Trump imposing triple-digit tariffs, which threatens to increase inflation. Gump Trump's post came from Powell following the current economic upheaval, with a cautious warning that the effect of the threats of tariffs or reversals from the Gump Trump administration, of which are geared to cause both higher prices and slower economic growth. Tariffs are highly likely to generate at least a temporary rise in inflation. Powell informed the Economic Club of Chicago, outlining that Trump's import taxes were higher than most forecasters had expected. The inflationary effects could also be more persistent. As a result, Powell said of the central bank's position, well positioned to wait for greater clarity before considering any reduction in interest rates. In Gump Trump's social media post, he called Powell's report a complete mess, arguing oil prices are down, groceries, even eggs, are down, and the USA is getting rich on tariffs. While oil prices have fallen in response to fears of a global economic slowdown, especially as China just canceled 90% of its oil contract purchases from the U.S., and with the fact grocery prices actually rose last month, according to the Labor Department. Egg prices jumped nearly 6% between February and March. The back and forth is part of a long-running dispute between Gump Trump and the Federal Reserve Chair Powell, whom Trump nominated for that post during his first term in the White House. Gump Trump has frequently criticized the central bank for not keeping interest rates lower, and does not understand that the Federal Reserve has a set mandate, along with by design, is to operate independently of the executive branch, and more so, of the political pressures from said branch, so it can operate accordingly with the best practices that can be unpopular decisions, necessary in the short and long term. As Powell is a professional and has a high-profile position, has avoided directly or indirectly antagonizing the office of the president, by often ducking or sidestepping questions about Gump Trump's commentary or engagement on social media. Powell has made the matter of his tenure, as in he intends to serve out the remainder of his term, which runs for the next 13 months, being until May of 2026. Powell has informed Gump Trump that he doesn't hold the authority to end his employment for all but by cause because of some kind of bad behavior, of which is the position maintained by the Supreme Court through precedent. Powell has expressed the long-held precedent that lawmakers from both parties have generally defended the Federal Reserve's ability to set fiscal policy and interest rates without interference. But of course, Gump Trump, by his past and present personal legal problems, doesn't adhere to the rule of law and has gotten his minions within the White House to possibly move forward with Powell's dismissal, as signaled by their past willingness to test that standard by firing board members of other independent agencies.